Hey there, beautiful souls. In this video, we'll talk about 6 green flags of a highly feminine woman. So if you are curious whether you have developed those feminine quality and character traits and virtuous character traits, and whether your energy is feminine, if you're being a woman, or if you're a man, if you're dating highly feminine women, well, you'll find this video really valuable and really insightful, because if you notice those traits that I'll be talking about in the women you date or in yourself, if you're a woman, then this basically guarantees success that you will have in your dating life and in your romantic relationships. So if you're curious to develop your femininity further, stay with me until the end of the video and see what those 6 green flags are. Now, that being the case, let's directly get into it. Hey there, I am Daniel, a relationship alignment coach and a creator of the Soulful Relationships Experience. It's a one-on-one coaching program that helps individuals completely eradicate any toxic, codependent, narcissistic, and power struggle relationship dynamics and surround themselves with only people who support and lift them up through letting go, through self-awareness, self-discovery, setting boundaries, and vision work. So if you're curious, if you want to completely shift your relationship dynamics in your life 180 degrees, you can always schedule your free relationship alignment call session in the description below, and we can connect so that we can talk on how to do this practically in just the next 3 to 4 months in your life. Now, knowing this, what are these 6 green flags of a highly feminine woman, and how do I even know them? Well, honestly, and I'll be a little vulnerable here, all my life I have been more feminine polarized than being masculine. And just in the last 1 year, I started polarizing towards my masculinity. So I know pretty well what are some of the feminine traits, like shadow feminine traits, healthy feminine traits, as well as shadow masculine traits and healthy masculine traits. But today we will focus more about the feminine traits, and in the future I have prepared some videos about masculinity as well. So first of all, the highly feminine woman, if you're this kind of woman, or if you're a man who is dating this kind of woman, you will notice that a highly feminine woman doesn't try to mother or control you. A highly feminine woman has already healed and resolved her relationship with her mother and her maybe wounded relationship with her father, and this is why she's able to trust men, and that's why she doesn't see men as boys. And I see this happening a lot of the times. Just yesterday, actually, I was having a call with this woman who was whose husband basically abandoned her for a colleague in his job, which was which he was more attracted to, and he found her more feminine. And so they were together for 20 years. They were married for 20 years, and her man just abandoned her like a year and a half ago for this other woman that was actually a friend of the woman I was talking to, and she was felt really betrayed and disappointed by that. And it passed like a year and a half passed, and she still wasn't able to let go. And eventually, through our call, we discussed the situation. We went deep into what might have created this situation, because she was looking to forgive herself, forgive her ex-husband, and forgive this girl, right? Because this is the way she can move on and she can attract a highly masculine man in her life. And so eventually, by talking, we realized that she was always trying to correct him in their relationship, like in the past couple of years in their 20-year marriage. And that's why he felt really turned off from her. Because as a man, the most disgusting and turning off quality a woman can possess is if she's embodying the role of a mother, right? Because if your partner is a mother, if a woman, for example, I'll be talking for myself right now. If I'm dating a woman who is trying to be my mother and is trying to control me, I feel completely disgusted and turned off by that because she perceives me as a boy and I don't perceive myself as a boy. And this is really disrespectful. And so, anyways, back to that story, she realized that she was treating her man as a boy. She didn't rely on his leadership. She didn't rely on his ability to provide, to protect her. And she wasn't willing to speak her needs, but she wanted to change him. She wanted to control him. So a highly feminine woman, she doesn't treat her man as a boy. She's not a mother to him. Because think about it. Only a woman who sees her man as a only a mother sees her man as a boy, right? And the mother's responsibility is to help that boy grow up in a healthy man, right? But when you're dating, you cannot see the man you're dating as a boy. You cannot treat them as a mother, or you cannot control them, because this is not polarizing. This is a complete turn off. He wouldn't be attracted. He would just like find another woman, right? And so if you're a man dating women, obviously you relate with me. You don't want your woman to treat you as a mother. It's disgusting. So this is the first thing. Now the second thing is that she is not defensive or combative. A highly feminine woman is not defensive, nor she is combative. Why? And why generally women become defensive and combative? And I've realized this again by working with more than 50 people at this stage, mostly women, that a lot of women who are being attracted to and who are consistently in this pattern of attracting immature boys who are like manipulative, who are narcissistic, who didn't treat them with respect, with love and care. Well, this happened because they were holding on to the belief that I just cannot rely on men. Like, men are just so incapable. They're irresponsible. And they were holding on to that belief. Maybe the belief that there are no good men out there. And when women hold on to that belief, they start becoming really defensive and combative when they're with a man. Because the behavioral patterns that they have developed is that they become so self-reliable, so self-sufficient, that they are not able to trust a man again, because this would mean that they would position themselves as victims, which is obviously not the case. But this is what our ego assumes. This is what the ego assumes when we hold on to that belief that there are no good men out there. All of them are taken. Men are irresponsible. They are inadequate. They're I just cannot rely on the men around me, right? So if you are holding on to that belief, and if you're a woman, most likely in the past you've been hurt. And not only you've been hurt, but you haven't let go of that pain. So it still resides somewhere in your body and you're holding on to it. And that's why you're perpetually attracting unavailable man, immature man. And so a highly feminine woman, she doesn't hold on to being defensive and combative. She's actually able to let go, surrender, have faith, and trust in the masculine's leadership. Because she knows that he's there to protect her, to care for her. He's there to listen to her. He's there to provide for her. That's why she's listening. He's the leader in the relationship. And a highly feminine woman is not combative or protective because she trusts the wisdom of the masculine. And again, I know that the man listening to this video, again, you relate, you resonate with this. You will be like, okay, I agree, this is the case. I love women who are not combative or defensive, right? Well, of course you love them because they're respectful to your wisdom and they are trusting in your leadership. So this is the second green flag of a highly feminine woman. Now, if we go further, we'll notice that I've written them down here in the notebook, so that's why I look sometimes on the side. She doesn't try to coach you, right? So a highly feminine woman, she's so focused on radiating her radiance, her love, her beauty, and being there for others, like caring for others, listening to others, treating them with love and respect, that she's not in the position to coach anybody. And if she gets into that position, now she's putting her masculine shield in front of her, that she's using to protect herself from the immature men that she believes all men are, right? So again, a highly feminine woman, she doesn't try to coach you. She actually, because she has faith in your masculine leadership, a highly feminine woman then trusts that you are able to find the answers for yourself. And that's why she's, don't take me wrong, she's not tolerating destructive behavior or like abusive behavior, of course, because going to the fourth green flag, well, a highly feminine woman, she has healthy boundaries. So when there is a like toxic, destructive, manipulative, narcissistic man who isn't taking her seriously, who is just using her to fulfill his own agenda, who doesn't care for her needs and for her boundaries, and he isn't there to give her a safe and secure space and environment, create a safe and secure environment for her gifts to thrive and to flourish, well, she has healthy boundaries in place. So a highly feminine woman, one of the green flags, the fourth green flag, is that she has healthy boundaries. And so thanks to her healthy boundaries, she's not willing to tolerate any abusive, narcissistic, toxic behavior from the men around her. Of course she's not. And she's able to close, to not be emotionally available on purpose. It's a conscious choice because she has boundaries. And when she's mature, when she's intelligent, she's also able to communicate that transparently with words, clearly. And so if you're a woman who is currently connecting to her boundaries, I have a really powerful asset you can try. You can find it in the description below. It's called the 3 Questions Healthy Boundaries Asset. And this is one of the steps that I guide people I work with personally so that they can repel toxic and codependent relationships and narcissistic and power struggle relationship dynamics. And they can actually start attracting people who support and lift them up, who have respect for them, who will be willing to be there for them, and with whom they will be able to develop and cultivate mutually beneficial relationships. So this is the fourth green flag. Now, the fifth one is that she's warm and inviting. This is, again, the power of femininity. A highly feminine woman, she's able to, since she's able to like follow, to surrender to the structure that a highly masculine man has created for her, in which structure all of her needs and boundaries are respected and they're provided for. That's why she's inviting and warm. Since she's focused on her femininity, she's centered in her heart and she's radiating this love and beauty all around her. She's able to invite others to join that structure that the masculine has created for her, has provided for her, because while she invites others and she's warm for them, her radiance, her love, her beauty has this healing energy. So she's able to care for all the people around her, but not through control, not through coaching. No, she's doing that through her ability to surrender and deeply trust the masculine's leadership. And so feminine women are much better at doing that than feminine men, for example, right? So because it is natural. And this is how polarity works. If you're a woman, you're not a woman by random choice, right? So, and if you're a man, you're not a man just random. Again, there are certain qualities that femininity and masculinity possess that I genuinely believe it's our responsibility in this life to align to those qualities and to date in this polarized fashion, where a man polarizes in his masculinity to start dating highly feminine women, and a woman polarizes towards her femininity to start dating highly masculine men. And this has all to do with your own relationship to yourself, of course. It starts from yourself and then it extends into your relationships. So this is the fifth green flag, that she's warm and inviting. Because she doesn't have to care and she doesn't have to provide for her own needs, and she has boundaries in place that are pushing away, that are just repelling all the toxic people from her, she's able to surrender deeply into the structure that has already provided for all her needs. And that's why she's able to be warm towards everybody who enters into her presence. In her presence, not into. Because this can be perceived in a totally wrong fashion. But anyway, you get the point. When think about it, if you're a woman and you've had these moments in which your heart was fully open, it was just radiating love and beauty, and you were there for everybody. You are warm, you are inviting, you are loving, you are caring, you are patient, right? So this is what I mean by being inviting and warm. And this is again a trait of a highly feminine woman. And now the last green flag, the sixth green flag that you will notice in highly feminine women, this is that she inspires your masculinity if you're a man. And she generally inspires the masculinity of all the men around her, no matter if she's in a romantic relationship with these men or not. This is just how it works. Because she has boundaries in place and they're repelling the toxic and immature, distorted, shadow masculine men around her, she's able to then inspire the people who the men who is repelling. She's able to inspire for them. She's able to inspire in them the ability to develop their masculinity, to protect, lead, and provide, because she embraces her femininity. So in a way, a highly feminine woman, she's the perfect mirror. She has this mirror-like quality in which all the shadows of distorted masculine men who might be controlling, manipulative, who might lack self-worth and self-confidence, and he might try to compensate for that lack of self-worth and self-confidence through status, for example, and through being a macho guy, right? So she's able to close off to this kind of man, and this closing off, this ability of a highly feminine woman to close off, it's the perfect mirror for men who have made the decision to polarize towards their masculinity, to use that reflection and to go into themselves and see where they're out of integrity with their words and actions. And so this is what I mean by the sixth green flag. She inspires men's masculinity to protect, lead, and provide because she embraces her femininity. This is the power of femininity. It's the perfect mirror. In more spiritual terms, she is like an oracle. She is the oracle of a man because she is really sensitive. She's really intuitive. She has this vibrant, loving, radiating energy, which is able to feel all the disturbances and disbalances of masculine's energy. That's how the immature and like irresponsible men who are still attached to their shadow, they're not able to live in the field of a highly feminine woman. They'll start projecting, they'll start gaslighting, they'll start manipulating, they'll start controlling. And since a highly feminine woman, she has boundaries, right? This was the fourth green flag. Then she's able to just speak her boundaries. But again, she focuses on seeing the potential of that man. She's not allowing that man to enter her field. She's pushing him away. And now if this man is willing to take responsibility, he will look within himself, he will use that reflection, he'll become more responsible, he'll become honest with himself, he will look his shadows and fears in the eyes, he will surrender to them, and then he will come back to that woman or like to another woman as a better version of themselves. And that's how a highly feminine woman inspires men's masculinity to protect, to lead, and to provide. Because if a man is not able to protect, lead, and provide, well, he's not as polarized in his masculine energy. So anyways, these are all the 6 green flags, my friends. So let me know in the comments if you found this video valuable, if you were able to relate to some of what I'm saying, if you were able to maybe notice some of these flags within you, if you're a woman, or if you've been able to notice some of these flags in the women you're dating, if you're a man, or if you see the opposite red flags that maybe I'll create a video about later. But let me know in the comments, what do you think about this video? I would love your feedback. Now, thank you so much for watching. I trust you found it to be helpful. If this is the case, like it, comment down below, subscribe to the Soulful Relationships channel, because I'll be creating so much more content around femininity, masculinity, relationships, law of assumption, letting go, working with our feelings, healthy boundaries, vision work, so on and so forth. So if you're curious about this topic, subscribe to the channel and I would love to see you around. Now, thank you again so much for watching and see you in the next video. Bye bye. Enjoy your day. I love you.